The South African Social Security Agency has issued a warning to beneficiaries of the pensioners grant about scammers operating in Mpumalanga. Let's get you more detail on this latest scam. We're joined by SASSA spokesperson, Mr. Paseka Letsasti. Thank you very much, sir, for availing yourself this afternoon. So what do we know about this latest scam in Mpumalanga? Does it bear the hallmarks of other scams that we have seen over the years?
No, good afternoon, and thanks for having us on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I think what basically is happening in Mpumalanga does not happen there only. It happens all over the country, where people go to beneficiaries, portray themselves as SASSA employees, and request certain information from beneficiaries, like your PIN or your card or whatever. And the intention here is to make sure that they get access to the pensioners or beneficiaries' account and take the money out of them. And we just want to alert everybody, especially beneficiaries of social grants, that there is no SASSA official who will call you or will come to your house and ask you to give them your personal details like your ID number or your PIN code.
Mr. Letsasti, this is not new, especially when it comes to the elderly being scammed in South Africa. You just go online and you Google SASSA scam, and it's littered with a number of examples. Does it appear to you that perhaps you have a handle on the situation? You get rid of one scam and another one pops up in another province?
No, you're quite right. Over the years, what we have picked up is that people do all sorts of things to defraud beneficiaries. And I think the most beneficiaries of the South African Social Security Agency happen to be the most vulnerable people, the frail, the elderly, and so on. And I think people take advantage of that particular situation. We know that scammers as well, they also scam me and you. They would attempt to get into our accounts and so on. But because the section of the society which we service as an organization is the most vulnerable and easy target for the scammers. So the intention here is to make sure that we partner with the media, we go to the communities and do beneficiary education so that we are able to educate our people that they must know what kind of an animal is this which is coming to them to make sure that they take their money. For an example, I said one of the most important things is that there is no SASSA employee or a staff member who will pick up a phone and call a beneficiary and ask a beneficiary to give them the PIN. We just want to make that message very clear. But we know that it's now in Mpumalanga, it will pop up in Western Cape, and because these scammers, once they are aware that we are on their tail, they change from one province to the other. But I think it's important for us to continuously engage with the communities to educate them about how to protect themselves and their rights and so on. And so that if they doubt, they can then call the organization on our toll-free number to check if these are genuine SASSA employees.
And that leads to my next question in terms of what options are available to community members who may know that Miss Mangmang down the road is, vulnerable. We need to look out for it and we need to look out for her. Who do we call? Where do we report it instead of taking matters into our own hands?
No, definitely. We would not want anybody to do that. We would expect people to call our toll-free number, which is 0800 60 10 11. In case they doubt whatever information or people calling them, that's the number which they must call and make sure that they interact with the organization. And our client service guys will then be able to give them a proper information or guide them in terms of what exactly to do. But what we want to stress to the public is that please, your PIN must always be safe and it's so secret. Do not share it with anyone, including your members of the family.
The Social Security Agency has since made changes to the days that various grants are paid. Just maybe give us a little bit of background in terms of how we got to this point and talk us through the new calendar.
Yeah. No, what we have been doing was to start payment on the 4th or the 5th, and this is after we had an interaction with the banking sector because they were saying they don't want people, especially old people, to flock to the banks or to the retailers at the same time with everybody. But because there was a very serious interaction, which and the members of the communities and beneficiaries in particular, raised an issue with SASSA to say they would want to be paid earlier. And I think because we are a listening organization, we then took a decision that we are taking the payment to the 2nd of every month. But if the 2nd falls during the weekend, it will be on Monday. This was done because we interacted with all the stakeholders, and because we are a listening organization, we had to agree that we'll bring it a little bit forward and make sure that people get paid on the 2nd.
Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. Mr. Paseka Letsasti speaks for SASSA.